guys, it is Master Flash and welcome back to part 2 of Upgrade Heroes. This is quite a long vid and all I can do is apologise for that, but it's down to the amount of time it takes to get from point A to point B to point C. So straight in we have a Land Rover. We have to go and drive the company car, which is the Clio, to get the Land Rover, back without any damage, and then they go ahead and they do their business. Okay, so let's get out of the way. It's kind of rinse, repeat, repetitive, but you have to do it to get there, and so on and so forth. But with this one, after you take the Land Rover to its final destination after it's fully upgraded, you have to race across country to the lighthouse. If you follow the route that I took, you should get there in no problems at all. However, I did hit some massive jumps that did cost me time. If you slow down a lot more than I did, you won't jump so high, therefore you get more traction on the dirt to get across the dirt quicker. I spent too long in the air. However, there are some pretty sick jumps in the old Land Rover, so just be mindful as well of hitting things like fences, walls, trees even. Everything slows you down. This one is all about speed from point A to point B, and as I said, just follow what I do and you should be able to achieve 3 stars. Catch you in the next one.
You're there? Good. An off-road trip? You couldn't do much better than a Land Rover for an off-road trip. What more do they want? It's a 1997 Land Rover Defender. Solid platform. I think the upgrade heroes can build on that. That Landy is more or less indestructible already, but that's no reason not to be careful on the drive back. Cheers. Now, let's get him ready for his trip around the world.
This is some of our best work yet. Wait till you see. Supercharged 6.2 litre V8, fully modern suspension setup. There'll be no stopping this thing now.
Unfortunately, we can't send you around the world, but I've got a test location picked out. Check your route. See? Here we can simulate conditions anywhere from Britain to Borneo. And you won't even need a guidebook. Just remember, if things get a little bumpy, if you're scared you might be about to roll over, keep pushing, because that's exactly the sort of thing we're after. Right, it's monsoon season in the Amazon. Off you go. Oh dear. I don't know about you, but I feel like we've been around the world. I'm knackered. Nice work. I'll call the client with the good news.
Ah, the Peugeot. Oh, as my younger sister used to call them, a Pugio. This one is, maybe it should have been a drift car, not a dirt car, because it's pretty much, you go and collect the car, you bring the car back without any damage on, they upgrade it, rinse, repeat, as I just said for the first part of this vid. However, you end up in the train station, or the abandoned train station, and you have to achieve a target of over 180,000 points or skill score to achieve 3 stars. Just do as I did, just around and around, hitting the fences, drifting, hitting the fences, drifting, and that should be enough to achieve you the 3 stars with this particular one. What I will say, and what is highly important, is that it's best to undertake Upgrade Heroes or any other Forza business in the summer. The reason why that is, you get far better grip in the summer than you do as when I did it in the autumn. And I shall catch you in the next part.
Right. Bring it back to the shop, but not a scratch, understand? I'd never hear the end of it. I'll get the team working, and if anybody asks, mum's the word, eh?
Right, it's done. Come on in and see. 4-wheel drive, 800 horsepower, plus chassis stiffening roll bars and reduced weight. I could hit the dirt on this thing in the morning and Jay could smoke all comers and tar that night. If we could ever share it, that is.
Here's your route. Might as well test this thing out in its natural environment, eh? Now, time for the asphalt we talked about. Let's see how hot this hatch can get. I'm not actually sure what to call this. Car parkour, maybe? It doesn't matter. If you want to see what a car like this can do, this is the perfect place. Go on, get sideways. Throw that back end out. Just pretend you're Jay, but with my looks. Great stuff. I'll have to give Jay a call and thank him. Whether it was actually him that put us up to this or not, I think we could both learn something from this thing.
Ah, the Ford. So this one is a drag version of the 32 Ford Deluxe, I think, if I can remember rightly. Basically, you have to take it from the Upgrade Heroes base through Edinburgh under a certain time. So again, point A to point B with a specific time limit on it. This one is quite difficult. It's when it's fully upgraded, the car has drag tyres on it, which gives you no grip at all. So it's got far too much power and not enough grip. However, I extremely messed up. I clipped a fence, I hit a bus stop, it really slowed me down. But I still managed to achieve the 3 stars in the allotted time. I did make far too many mistakes on this one, but again, by on and off the throttle, not so much hard braking, and just trying to stay straight on the road, and you should do fine. With by the time I got to this part of the Upgrade Heroes, I was a bit sick and tired of the rinse repeat, so I decided to take the company car off-road. It was just quicker than following the road and going, so I just decided to just go through the forest and whatnot. By doing this, it didn't hurt the car at all, it didn't affect the 3 stars, and yeah, going forward, that's what I decided I was going to do. Catch you in the next part.
Right. Keep your eyes peeled. If it's as old as they say, it shouldn't be hard to pick out. Ah, Ford Deluxe. Very nice. No wonder it's slowing down though. Bit long in the tooth. Tell you what, if we do this right, this one ought to look good on the Upgrade Heroes fan page. Now don't break it on the way back, huh? That thing is a genuine antique. No marks on it? Lovely. I'll get the mechanics to work.
So the client wanted drag race speed and street race handling. Well, their wish is our command. 7-litre supercharged engine, lowered profile, improved performance. So it looks like an old classic, but you're only as old as you feel inside, aren't you?
Let's test that straight line speed first, then we'll hit the city. Have a listen to that. This thing sounded good in the 40s, but now... When's the last time you saw an 80-year-old getting around town like that? Grease Lightning, eh? What? You haven't seen the film? Come on! Everybody's seen that film. It's a nice feeling, isn't it? Helping a car and its owner recapture their youth. Oh, speaking of recaptured feelings, if you want to take any of these cars out again, just say the word. The clients don't mind at all.
The Bentley, or as we like to say, the Boatley. The reason why it's called the Boatley, it's because it is like a tugboat. It is such a heavy car. Even with all the weight stripped out of it, it's just so heavy for a race car. But I do enjoy this race car. I've raced it a lot in Forza Horizon 3, especially around that Goliath, and I really did enjoy it. And if you get the aero and the tune right, whether it be rear wheel drive or all wheel drive, it is an amazing car, just heavy. So with this one, by the time you've picked it up, brought it back with 0 damage on, and got it upgraded, you have to race it from the Upgrade Heroes depot, if you want to call it, all the way down to Ambleside. Again, pretty much like the last part, on and off the throttle. Try not to brake so hard, just take your time, and you should get there in no problems at all. The only problem is when this one's set in the dark, and it is a little bit, everything's a little bit more harder in the dark, but as long as you listen, you should have no problems at all. Catch you in the next part.
is it? Where is it? Where is it? Come on! Oh, Bentley Continental GT. We just look at it. Your eyes just sort of slide off it. It's so smooth. Yeah, we can work with this. Come on. Client says they made a bet with a friend, and now they have to turn their ultimate luxury cruiser into a race car. Well, that was silly of them. Seems a shame to even tinker with this one, doesn't it? Ah, don't worry. Our mechanics are artists.
They've pulled it off. Oh, have they ever pulled it off? Come see. Improved aerodynamics, reduced weight, and a full rear-wheel drive conversion. So it's no less luxurious, but now it can really put down that power.
Right. We have to have this ready for the client to make good on their bet. They're racing later today in Ambleside. You can test it out on the way there. What do you think? It's definitely got the speed and the handling. Does it still have the luxury? Aye, looks like it. It can handle itself as a proper GT racer now. Wonder who the client made this silly bet with anyway. Hang on. What if whomever they're racing is a client too? That's a bit of a conflict of interest, isn't it? Upgrade Heroes does not take sides. Right, your work is done. I might stick around and talk to the client about this bet of theirs. I mean, why do we always have to be racing one another? Can't we all just agree the cars are the real winners?
last but no means least, and this one was probably my favouriteest out of the lot, you have to get a Koenigsegg. Try that again. A Koenigsegg. You have to bring it back to the shop. They upgrade it and they put a roof rack on it. But because of the high speeds of the Koenigsegg, it acts as a spoiler, and you get all the added benefits of the downforce. The Koenigsegg is a bit of a handful at low speeds, with it being rear wheel drive and so wet. Again, did this in the autumn, and the grip was terrible. As I pointed out in the previous part, that if you do this in the summer, the times always stay the same. So whether you do it spring, summer, autumn, winter, you will always have the same amount of time. It's just in the summer it doesn't tend to rain so much, so you will have better grip going forward. The Koenigsegg is a bit of an animal at low speeds. I don't think they actually do anything with the power. They just add a roof box onto it and that's it. But the tricky part comes when, if you have the arrows on the cornering out, whether it be arrows for just cornering or the arrows full stop, they set you a route that takes you allegedly the quickest way. But what I found by doing that was that for the inexperienced drivers, and it being rear wheel drive, the Koenigsegg is a handful around tight turns, and it was tending to spin out with it being so wet. So through trial and error, I tried a complete and utter different route which wasn't set by them, and I managed to smash it and save under a minute's worth of time. So if you follow the route that I took, even if you create errors, I'm prone to errors, look at the forward part of this vid, but even with errors you still should have a minute's worth of time to get 3 stars. And that is it for Upgrade Heroes. And I've got to be honest, it was okay doing the first part, but by the time you've got to rinse and repeat, it can be quite tedious. But you know, and for the rewards of the cars, like the Datsun, it wouldn't have been so bad if they give you the upgraded or their upgraded versions. They don't. They just give you the plain standard cars, and it can be quite laborious. And yeah, you don't get much reward for the time you have to put into it, because you know, this is an edited video, and the first part was over nearly 27 minutes long, and this part now is above 40 minutes long. So you know, that's an hour and 7 minutes. That's without the retries or the errors, or you know, the various different things. It's probably best part of an hour and 20 minutes that you have to spend on Upgrade Heroes for very little return. And it's not just that, there's 4 other businesses, and they all seem to be pretty much rinse repeat. From point A to point B, drift, drag. I know it's a car game, and I know that's the nature of the game in some aspect, but let's mix it up a bit. Please, let's mix it up a bit. But guys, that was my little bit of a ranty, whatever you want to call it. I hope you enjoyed the 3 stars Upgrade Heroes. I hope it has helped. If it helped one person, then to me it was well worth the time taken to do this, as it really does mean a lot to me. If one person has been helped from it, then it's done its job in my eyes. I have to apologise for the length of the video. Couldn't get it cut down anymore. I did try, but it would miss out vital parts of information that you get from them speaking, or from the story, especially if you guys haven't done or seen the story before. So I apologise for that. But if you like what you see, please guys, hit that like button. If you love what you see, hit that subscribe button. There's always loads more content, and even if you're new to the channel, come get involved. Hit a comment up, hit me up, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think it was rubbish, if it was great. Any comment or any criticism, whether it's good or bad, is always well received. I hope you are all well. I hope you have a great day. And remember, if first you don't succeed, try again. Peace.
After this, I think we'll both have to take a break from Upgrade Heroes for a bit. Too much else going on at the festival, and our waiting list is just too long. Hope you enjoyed it, and make sure you come back to visit the team. They're the real heroes after all.